There has always been a massive debate in the firearms community regarding rimfire calibers. You hear it all the time at the gun counter. People look at a tiny 22 long rifle cartridge and immediately dismiss it as a toy. They say it lacks the kinetic energy for self-defense. They claim it will not cycle reliably in a semi-automatic handgun under stress. But modern ballistic science has completely changed the landscape of concealed carry and small game hunting. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a hard tactical look at the absolute best 22 long rifle ammunition on the market for 2026. Propellant chemistry and projectile design have evolved dramatically. We are seeing serious terminal ballistics, impressive weight retention, and FBI standard penetration depths from pocket-sized pistols. Whether you are running a deep concealment backup gun or you need to humanely harvest game out in the brush, these loads mean business. Keep in mind, the current ammunition market fluctuates daily. The pricing we discuss reflects the standard retail average you will encounter right now in 2026. Let us get straight into the ballistic data. Number 1. Federal Punch 29 grain flat nose. Starting off strong, we have a specialized cartridge engineered from the ground up for civilian self-defense. If you carry a snub-nose revolver or a micro-compact rimfire, you know that achieving sufficient velocity from a short barrel is a major hurdle. Federal solved this by utilizing a 29-grain solid projectile with a distinct flat nose profile. Out of a short barrel, it clocks in at roughly 1,070 feet per second. That generates about 74 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Instead of relying on a hollow point that might fail to expand through heavy winter clothing, this flat nose acts like a mechanical wad cutter. It punches a permanent wound cavity straight through the threat. In calibrated ballistic gel, it consistently tracks 12 to 15 inches deep. That means this tiny rimfire cartridge is actively meeting established FBI penetration protocols. You can expect to spend around $10 to $12 for a box of 50 rounds. Number 2. CCI Stinger 32 grain copper-plated hollow point. When you transition from defensive applications to varmint eradication, the Stinger is a legacy round that commands respect. It utilizes a slightly longer casing to pack in more powder. When you run this out of a full-length rifle barrel, that 32-grain projectile screams downrange at an incredible 1,640 feet per second. You are looking at 191 foot-pounds of energy impacting your target. The trajectory is exceptionally flat, allowing you to stretch your effective range on small predators without complex optic holdovers. Upon impact, the copper-plated hollow point delivers catastrophic expansion. It opens up a full 100%, mushrooming to 0.44 inches. This dumps all of its kinetic energy instantly, dropping pests dead in their tracks. A standard box of 50 will cost you roughly $10 to $12. Number 3. CCI Velocitor 40 grain copper-plated hollow point. Sometimes you need to preserve the meat on your harvest, which means you need mass retention rather than explosive fragmentation. The Velocitor is the absolute gold standard for this specific mission profile. It pushes a heavier 40-grain bullet at 1,435 feet per second. This generates a solid 183 foot-pounds of energy. Instead of blowing apart on impact, the Velocitor offers controlled expansion up to 0.37 inches. It drives deep, consistently achieving 12 to 14 inches of penetration in soft tissue. This translates to ethical one-shot humane kills on small game, without destroying the pelt or the meat. You will generally find these priced at $10 to $12 for 50 rounds. Number 4. Winchester Silvertip 37 grain segmented hollow point. This is an incredibly specialized round for those who rely on a rimfire weapon for personal protection. The concept behind the Silvertip is maximum tissue disruption. The 37-grain projectile features pre-stressed fracture lines. The exact millisecond it hits fluid or soft tissue, it violently snaps apart into 3 distinct segments. This creates 3 separate, diverging wound channels simultaneously. It essentially acts like a miniature shotgun blast inside the target. Fired from a standard handgun, it travels at 1,160 feet per second, yielding 92 foot-pounds of energy. It is a devastating defensive option, and it remains budget-friendly at $8 to $12 for a box of 50. Number 5. Remington Yellow Jacket 33 Grain Truncated Cone Hollow Point. This cartridge has earned a fierce reputation among dedicated hunters, and the terminal ballistics back it up. The unique truncated cone geometry is not just for looks. It feeds exceptionally well on the feed ramps of semi-automatic rifles, and it acts like an aerodynamic wedge in flight. It travels at a blistering 1,500 feet per second, packing 165 foot-pounds of energy. When that aggressive cone strikes a varmint, the expansion is incredibly violent. It quickly opens to 0.37 inches, transferring massive hydrostatic shock. It is a nightmare for agricultural pests, and it is a highly economical choice at just $7 to $10 a box. Number 6. Aguila Interceptor 40 Grain Solid Point. There are tactical scenarios and hunting environments where penetration overrides every other ballistic requirement. When you need to punch through thick hide, bone, or light barriers, the Interceptor is the tool for the job. This 40-grain solid point completely ignores the concept of expansion. It is built for structural integrity and deep, straight-line penetration. Clocking in at 1,470 feet per second, it brings 192 foot-pounds of energy to the table. In ballistic testing, it easily blows past the 12-inch mark. It feeds reliably, it hits like a hammer, and it only costs about $6.50 to $8 for 50 rounds. Number 7. Aguila Super Maximum 30-Grain Solid Point. For shooters operating in wide-open spaces who demand extreme velocity, this cartridge pushes the absolute physical limits of the .22 long rifle platform. It is recognized across the industry as one of the fastest rimfire loads ever manufactured. By dropping the projectile weight down to 30 grains, Aguila achieves a jaw-dropping muzzle velocity of 1,700 feet per second. That translates to 193 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. The trajectory is basically a laser beam. If you need to instantly neutralize a fast-moving pest at distance, the time of flight is practically zero. It is a high-performance, specialized tool that gets the job done instantly. Number 8. CCI Minimag 36-Grain Hollow Point. If you have spent any time on a firing range, you already know about this specific cartridge. The Minimag is the undisputed benchmark for rimfire reliability. If a semi-automatic firearm refuses to cycle this ammunition, there is a mechanical problem with the gun itself. CCI uses premium, clean-burning powder that keeps your action running smoothly, preventing the carbon fouling that usually causes malfunctions. It launches a 36-grain hollow point at 1,260 feet per second, delivering 127 foot-pounds of energy. You get highly consistent expansion and a reliable 10 to 12 inches of penetration. Sold in the iconic 100-round plastic sleeves, it runs about $10 to $12. For everyday training or utility use, its consistency is unmatched. Number 9. Winchester PowerPoint 40-Grain Plated Hollow Point. Every outdoorsman needs a rugged, all-purpose cartridge in their loadout. The PowerPoint strikes the perfect tactical balance between weight, velocity, and terminal performance. The heavy 40-grain bullet exits the muzzle at 1,280 feet per second. With 145 foot-pounds of energy, the aggressively designed hollow point peels back beautifully to 0.37 inches. It gives you the deep penetration of a heavier bullet combined with the massive energy dump of a defensive round. It is also highly cost-effective, running about $10 to $12 for a 100-round value pack. Number 10. Federal Game Shock 31-Grain Copper-Plated Hollow Point. Finishing up our tactical breakdown is a cartridge specifically designed for localized pest control. When you are shooting in a barn, a rural backyard, or around expensive farm equipment, overpenetration is a massive safety liability. You need the bullet to stop inside the target. This 31-grain projectile travels at 1,430 feet per second, yielding 141 foot-pounds of energy. It features rapid fragmentation-style expansion. It dumps 100% of its energy into the primary target, mitigating the risk of a pass-through that could damage property or endanger livestock behind your backstop. It is a highly specialized, responsible choice for rural defense, priced affordably at $6 to $7 for a box of 50. To wrap things up, the ballistics do not lie. These top 10 loads prove that the 22 long rifle in 2026 is a highly capable, lethal platform when loaded correctly. Whether you are carrying a micro-compact pistol for concealed carry or hiking the backcountry with a survival rifle, shot placement and quality ammunition dictate the outcome of the fight. Never underestimate rimfire ballistics. Now, I want to hear from the community. Did I leave your daily carry load off the list? When you step out to the range, are you running mini-mags or are you strictly a stinger guy? Drop your setup in the comments section down below and let us get the tactical discussion going. If you found this ballistic data helpful, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a breakdown. Train hard, stay armed, and I will see you on the range.